What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rick K5 back at it again, and today for you guys, we're gonna be talking some college football. So this past week was definitely a controversial week for the college football world. A lot of people are very upset that Notre Dame did not make it in. Notre Dame is also upset. They feel like they should have rightfully been in the college football playoffs. And I agree. The way that they were playing was just phenomenal. They demolished every team that stood in their path. But a lot of people have made a case on, we got to talk about their independence. And I agree. You know, while I think that Notre Dame's independence has played a role in why they're not in a conference and why this has ultimately hurt them on making a college football uh, playoff, I can say the same thing about Miami. I can say the same thing about Oklahoma. I can say the same thing about Oregon, and I can say the same thing about Ole Miss, even Texas A&M. Um, those teams did not play in the college uh, conference championship game. So why are they in? And then people will be like, well, they're ranked. Well, this is also a huge issue that I have. This is a huge issue. Um, when you rank a team, right? Why is there so much SEC bias? Like, if you look at this graphic, right? There is one, two, three, four, five, five SEC members, right? Then you look at there's only one ACC member. Then you have one American member, one Sunbelt member, one Big 12 member, one, two, three Big 10 members. That's not good. That's not good. That just shows that there's bias, and I think that has really hurt the college football landscape. You know, I think we have to bring this point in the conversation as well. Whereas if conference championships don't mean anything, why do we even have them? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, you can have a team who didn't play in the conference championship game, and you can put them in the college football playoffs, and then what? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me. Another argument that I heard today was I think Paul Feinbaum said where they should eliminate college G5 from the college football playoffs. And I'm like, no, no. Like, James Madison earned their way in. Tulane earned their way in. Like, it wasn't that long ago. I think it was like 2 years ago where we saw Tulane take on USC and they beat USC in the Cotton Bowl. So why would we want to see them out of the playoffs when they played really well? If anything, this committee has been so damn inconsistent. They don't know ball. They don't know who should be ranked, or if they do, they're gonna put Alabama in regardless. I think that's a huge problem. I watched Alabama this past week in the SEC championship game. My friend, who's a Georgia Bulldog fan, I'm giving him a shout out, and I watched Alabama get the doors blown off them by Georgia. Like, it was not even a close game, and they got absolutely smacked all around Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Um, I watched Texas Tech do the exact same thing to BYU, but BYU was kicked out. That's a huge issue. I think another issue that I think plays a really big part in this is conference realignment. Conference realignment has been a huge issue for a number of years. It's so fucking weird how they can stick a certain program into one conference that doesn't make any damn sense. Um, you know, if I had it my way, the way I would realign the conference, I would realign the conference based off of, okay, region, rivalry, how does that matter? You know what I mean? Like, because when the Big 12, when you originally had Baylor, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Colorado, Kansas, uh, Kansas State, Missouri, Nebraska, and what was the other one? There was another one. There was another one. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Um, I forget. There's another one too, but I can't remember what it was. Um, you know, when that conference was solid. You know, you had a bunch of teams in there that would fight. Obviously, it'd be Texas, and then it would be Nebraska, or it'd be Texas, and it'd be Oklahoma, and Texas Tech. You know, Colorado played a solid conference then. You know, but now it's just so damn inconsistent. I mean, you got West Virginia in the Big 12. They should not be in there. They should be in the ACC for all the right reasons. Because you have Pitt, you have Boston College, you have Syracuse, you have, um, I mean, dude, you gotta make it make sense. You ended up cutting out the Pac-12. Some members went to the ACC, some members went to the Big Ten, and you left two members there to die, basically. Like that's not right. You destroy the conference just to make your college football playoffs matter. That's wrong. Um, you cut out the Big East. The Big East, when they had Miami, when they had Boston College, when they had West Virginia, Pitt, Rutgers. I think UConn was in there one year, and then what was it? Then it shifted. Then you brought in uh, South Florida, and then Louisville, and then um, uh, Cincinnati. Like that was a solid conference. If you look at basketball, if you look at the NCAA basketball, the way their system works, and I actually like it. Every conference champion gets into the playoffs. Some of the big time conferences like SEC, Big Ten, Big 12, ACC, they have challenges to play one another to see, okay, how do you, like, how good were you against these teams? Like Clemson, how good were you against Alabama? How good were you against Georgia? How good were you against Michigan? How good were you against Michigan State? Michigan State, how good were you against Duke? How good were you against Missouri? How good were you against this team? You know, there's a lot that goes on, and I think they need to adopt, you know, the basketball format. I think they need to adopt, um, you know, the basketballs, you know, how they do shit, you know, with the challenges and shit. And I think they need to fix college realignment because it really has hurt the college football world. I think that's a big problem. You know, you have to make conferences make sense. You can't just like mash them all up into one and then here you go, like, because it leads to inconsistency. It leads to why the hell are you having Miami, who didn't, like I said, didn't even play a conference championship, or Oklahoma, who didn't play a conference championship, but they're in the SEC and they're in the ACC, or Oregon, who didn't play in the Big Ten conference game, but they somehow win. Like, you killed conferences. You killed the WAC, who the WAC, honestly, was consistent. I don't know. There's a lot that goes on, and I think college football has been fucked up for years. With the realignment, the rankings, the shit that doesn't make sense. In order to fix the college football playoffs, you have to fix the damage that's done. And you can't leave out Notre Dame. Listen, yes, they're not in a conference. Certain They are in certain sports like basketball and hockey and this and that. Yes, they're in a conference. But the football side of it, they're not in a conference because one of the things I think they've done, yes, they like to keep their TV deal, but one of the things that I think they've done is they see how realignment has fucked things up. Why do we want to play a team who we could beat the shit out of them, like say, um, if they go to the SEC, do we honestly think that they can beat Alabama? Yes. Do we honestly think they can beat Georgia? Yes. We saw it last year. So that's the biggest thing I think we can take away from why Notre Dame doesn't want to be in the conference, because they can beat them. It's flat out simple. But to they make arguments of why the ranking system is shit, and yes, I agree, it's shit. But to say that James Bassett doesn't deserve to be in there, to say that Tulane doesn't deserve to be in there, to say that any G5 team doesn't deserve to be in there, that's BS to me. Um, they deserve to be in there regardless. So adopt the basketball format, adopt their challenges, bring the conferences back to the way they should be, and see what happens. You know, it's just bad all around. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that you like my idea on how college football can be great again? Or do you feel like there's another way they can fix things? If you do want to see more videos like this, please make sure to go hit that like button. I will be talking about everything that's going on in the NFL this past week. I'll talk about it tomorrow. But in the meantime, please make sure to go hit that like button. Make sure to go subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see y'all in the next video. I am out.